All right, here we're going to be finding the surface area of a cylinder. It should be very, very simple. A cylinder is like a can, or like a can of soap, or I mean, it looks like this. It looks like a lot. Oh, that's too big. It's the Lysol wipes. It looks like a can. I'm going to take a piece of paper and roll it up. This would also be a cylinder if I could get it perfect, except for there would be a top and a bottom, both of which are circles, or are supposed to be circles. So the top's a circle, the bottom's a circle. And then this length here is the height. If you were to unravel this, you get a rectangle. We'll call that the lateral area. And we want to find just the area of the surface. So that means the top surface, the bottom surface, if these weren't empty, and then the lateral surface area. And then we'll add all those together. I just want to point out one thing. The top here, it makes a circle. It has a circumference. If I were to unravel this, the circumference becomes this top length here. That's super important to understand. So if you have the top as a circle, you can figure out a circumference maybe if you're given a radius. And if you can figure out that circumference, you also have this top length here, because that is the same as the circumference of the circle. So I think I'm saying all of that stuff, and then I give a formula. And let me explain the formula, then we'll do one example, and it should be super simple. So the surface area for a cylinder will be pi r squared, because remember, pi r squared, that's the area of a circle. So that will be the area of the top circle. Then we're going to multiply it by 2. And that's because the top circle has the same area as the bottom circle. So find the area of the top and multiply it by 2. So I've taken care of those. Now I need to find the area of this lateral area, the rectangular piece. And how do I do that? Well, again, remember I said that this circumference becomes the length of this edge? Well, the formula for circumference is 2 pi r. So this is the circumference of this top circle, but that's also this distance. So I'm going to take this distance and multiply it by this, which is the height here. So I have, well, length times width. We're calling this height, though. So length times the height, that would be the lateral area. That's how you get the area of a rectangle. So that's the whole formula. Pi r squared, area of the top, and then times it by 2 to get the area of the bottom as well. And then find this length by doing 2 pi r, that's the circumference all unraveled out. Length times the height, that'll give us the area of that. So plus 2 pi r times h. And yeah, that's the whole formula. So let's look at an example and be done with this. So find the surface area. And again, we are using this formula, which is pi r squared times 2 plus the circumference 2 pi r times h. Here is h. This is the radius r. And we should be able to go from there. And I'll just plug stuff in. And hopefully I can find my calculator. Okay. All right. So pi r squared. Well, r is 6. So I'm going to do pi times 6 squared, then times 2. I have to follow the order of operations here. And then plus 2 pi times r, which is 6, times the height, which is 12. Very, very simple. So I'll just simplify that. Pi times, well, 6 squared is 36. So pi times 36, then times 2. Plus, I'm going to do 2 times 6 is 12. 12 pi, I guess still times 12. So then I would get, what is 36 times 2? 60, 72. So this would be, I'm going to write 72 and then a pi. Plus 12 times 12 is 144. And then a pi. And so if I have 72 pi's here and 144 pi's here, how many pi's do I have total? That would be 216 pi. Or if I wanted to multiply this out, let me go grab my calculator real quick. Sorry about that. So if I wanted to multiply this out, I could do 216 times, and then pi equals, that'd be 600, I guess I'll round it to 3 decimal places, 678.584 units squared, because this is area, so units squared. And that is my answer. I don't care how you write it, this way or that way, but that's it. You just follow this formula, plug stuff in, follow the order of operations, and you're done. Cool.